Good afternoon and welcome to Altice Channel 20 and the new TV show 360 Degrees to Success. My name is Jeff Bloom. I've been in the media for some time now, mostly in radio, and I've had the opportunity and privilege of interviewing the likes of Les Brown, Jack Canfield, Burt Ward, Laura Langmeyer, and others. Coming up with the ideas for this TV show is to give back to the local community here on Long Island, giving local business owners and entrepreneurs the venue to share not only their successes, but also their failures and what it really takes to be successful in your own business. I really hope that this show will motivate viewers out there who want to own their own business. They don't know where to start, or they don't have the belief system and know that anyone and everyone has what it takes to succeed. Today I have guest my show, Matt Radin. Matt, welcome.
Hi Jeff, thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. I know Matt for about 2 years now. Matt has many successful business ventures wherein he's made more than a few $1 million in the process. Some of those have been a law firm representing realtors and mortgage broker associations and their members, a legal protection plan for realtors, and a litigation management system and software company for real estate errors and omissions insurance, medical malpractice insurance, and litigation, just to name a few. So he's kind of lazy. He really doesn't do much. But Matt's done a lot. He's very good at what he does. Right now he's currently involved, and I'm involved with him. He's in the managing member of Liberty Group, the service-based collaboration and referral management agency. He's also known as JV Man. The joint venture manager, mediator, and attorney who helps groups of JV members construct, monetize, and protect their referral networks. As a JV network member, you get more referrals for your primary business and create new income streams from Liberty's referral management services so that you will never start again. And that's his tagline, never start again, right? We all want to do something, be successful, and not have to start all over again or with something else. So Matt, again, welcome. Most people have the misconception that people who are successful are an overnight success, right? Everything is rainbows and unicorns with no failures, no adversity. Can you share some of your failures as well as how you turn them around to successes?
Sure. Well, one of my favorite sayings is failure is a temporary condition, but giving up is permanent. So you got to figure out exactly what you've been called to do. And I knew what I was called to do was to represent realtors. I represented the Long Island Board of Realtors with about 28,000 clients. And the big failure that I had was in 1990, I actually died. I had the dark tunnel, bright white light, near-death experience. And I did not realize what was happening. I had a gangrenous gallbladder and wound up really sick for almost a year. But during that period, most people would think that's a failure. It turned out to be the best time of my life. 3 years before that, I had a failure. It was a legal protection plan that made millions of dollars. The only problem was it didn't make any money in New York. It just made tons of money in California because my partner figured out how to make it work in California, but the law in New York was not favorable. So you have a legal protection plan in California, failed. You got, I'm sick and I've got this, I find that after dying that I can't go back to court. So I'm a litigator who can't go to court. So now what are you going to do? And within a year, after committing to being a peacemaker and doing good, I wound up getting a deal with a company called HMS, Homeowners Marketing Service. And that legal plan that I created became the HMS Total Risk Management System. And that became in the hands of over 20,000 offices doing 1 out of 4 transactions in America. And that began my path to super success. And the next failure was a software company, the software company you mentioned. We had about a 15-year run, and we had created the software to manage 6,500 realtor errors and omissions claims in 48 states. HMS was the #1 provider of errors and omissions insurance for realtors. So overnight, I got 6,500 claims to work with. So we created software to figure out how to manage those claims, and it was collaborative software. We had the lawyers, the insurance company, our firm, all sharing this information to figure out the best path to resolving a dispute. Well, next thing I know, I've got 10 different medical malpractice insurance companies using my system.
Wow.
And next thing I know, I'm out of business because DOS went to Windows, Windows to the web. The technology kept changing. My crew, my team that was really good at creating the software under DOS, totally screwed it up under Windows. I got a JV partner who brought it to the web, but by that time I was out of business. But that's what put me on the path to being JV man, because I found a company that was willing to put $2 million of development effort into my system. Unfortunately, I was out of business, but that was what showed me the power of joint ventures.
And what, for the people who are watching, what exactly is an MJV?
Well, an MJV is something I created. A JV is a joint venture. It's when two or more people get together to achieve some sort of a goal, usually a financial goal. An MJV is a managed joint venture where my company provides a network management organization to manage the network, to manage these joint ventures. And we're focusing right now on creating a seminar series, which you're part of too, called Wealth and Health and Financial Freedom for Realtors and the Referral Network members. So the Referral Network members are the people who get referrals from realtors. Now, realtors don't usually get referrals from a lot of these people, but they give them to attorneys, to mortgage companies, and so forth. So we're managing these joint ventures in a way that helps the realtors get more referrals and helps them get paid for the referrals they make. And so the realtors are really easy for us to communicate this with, because every listing is a JV. Every listing is a joint venture agreement where the listing broker gets a commitment from the seller that if they sell the house, they're going to get paid a commission. And then the listing agreement says there's a split between the selling agent and the listing agent. So now when the house gets sold, the JV is over, okay? Once the commission check is paid, the JV is over. But we specialize in continuing JVs because we want to never start again. And we want to keep those referrals coming. We want to help the realtor, and all the referral network members get referrals and get paid for the referrals they make. So that's that's the difference. Also, our JV's got a guarantee. We guarantee $10,000 to $100,000 of results once we understand what the needs of the JV member are and what we need to do to motivate them to achieve certain results, because they got to do certain work too.
Right, absolutely.
But they know if they do the work, they're going to get a certain result.
And they have to qualify, obviously. You don't
Yes.
just take this anybody, and we'll get into that a little bit later.
Absolutely.
But what inspired you to create the system? And joint venture manager, mediator, and attorney.
Well, you can see just from what I said about the realtors that the realtors had a big part to play, because it was the realtors who first created a system called the multiple listing service, a technology that drove the whole thing. Why become a realtor? Well, because I need to be a realtor to get access to the MLS. But the thing that really made me hungry for this mission of being JV man was a coaching program I took with Live Out Loud, which is Laurel Langemeyer.
We were both part of that.
Yeah, we were both part of that. And so, and I took her program called the 100K Challenge because it was a guarantee. And I've seen so many coaching programs where people are promised to get all these results, but there's no way to even measure the results. And if you can't manage what you can't measure. So how are you going to measure, oh, I feel better, I measure, I've got better relationships, but you can't measure money. And Laurel's known as the millionaire maker. So I really studied very hard what she was doing, and I found that what she did was very generic. I can specialize in realtors, and then what I came up with is RALF, real estate, accounting, legal, and financial professionals. So if you're trying to figure out who are the right 5 people to put together, that would be RALF. And so her program really inspired me because it was a guarantee. It encouraged people to do a certain amount of work. And the second thing that made me really clear about this was that I figured, based upon what I learned, I needed to talk to 6,000 people a year. If I did that, I would make $100,000 a year. So I realized that if I could spread that work over 5 people, and each of the people would do 20% of the work and get 20% of the benefit, everybody would be making a lot more money with a lot less work and be providing personal referrals to each other.
Absolutely.
So how powerful is that?
Absolutely. And one of the things that a lot of people don't realize, but you learn, when you're in your own business, in order to be successful, is even if you're good at everything, you can't be an expert on everything. So you need to spend your time on doing the things that are most important and making the money, and having other people who are even better than you on certain aspects, and that's how you become successful. Nobody, no matter how good they are, could do everything from A to Z.
Well, one of my favorite sayings is everybody's job is easy when you don't have to do it. You know, and so like you say, marketing. What are you? I'm a marketer. Well, we have expert marketers. We have Stephanie, who's an expert marketer. You know, she shows you how to be an expert. She does the writing. She loves to do writing. That's her passion. Chris is a digital marketing expert. He's a realtor who also helps realtors to get leads and helps them to get referrals and also helps them to recruit other realtors. So even in marketing, we got 4 or 5 different marketers, each one who has got their own specialty. And I'm the guy in the middle who figures out, based on what your problem is or based on what you need, who would be the right person to satisfy that need. It's not about you selling anything.
Right.
It's about you telling me what you're trying to achieve, and then I get the people together to get the best result for you. So,
Now, those of us, you know, who are business owners and entrepreneurs, you know it's so important, branding, owning your own brand. You know, talk about in addition to owning your own data and relationships. You know, can you elaborate on those concepts?
yeah, well, you know, basically branding is telling people who you are, what you're doing, and what do you own. Because if you don't tell them, I'm Matt and I'm in business and I'm an attorney and I'd like you to hire me to be a lawyer, you don't even know who I am. But when it comes to business, you need a brand that's going to be a business, not a person, because a person has to be there. Now, I've actually got a new JV partner who's a very successful 30-year-old business brokerage firm. And so the first thing you learn is if you want to sell a business, you better not have to be there, because if you have to be there, you can't sell it.
Absolutely.
Okay, you're never going to make any money from your own business. So the first thing with your brand is what's your, you know, what do you want to hold out to the public? In legal, it's called trademarking. You mentioned Kentucky Fried Chicken on another show. 11 secret herbs and spices. That's trade secrets. That's intellectual property. The kernel. That's a trademark. Okay, so you got to have that, and you have to have your business name. Now we use the word Liberty. Liberty Group. Got Financial Liberty Coach, Liberty Digital Marketing Solutions, Liberty Minded Coaching, Liberty Resolution Solutions. We got Liberty is using as a common brand so people can associate with a JV. So the way I like to show realtors how much work they have to do in this area is to ask them what's their email address. Because if it's Gmail or Yahoo, that's a great advertisement for Google, but it's not going to get you anywhere.
Right.
Okay. If you're a realtor and you were with a major national brokerage, let's say Remax or Century 21, and there's Century 21 or Remax in the domain name, well, that's great advertising for them, but it's doing nothing for you.
Just a quick tip for those who are watching. You know, a lot of people who have their own business, and they might even have a website, but they still go with a Gmail, Yahoo, or AOL email account. Don't do that. As soon as you can, your email should be linked to your business name, your domain name. It's more professional. Anybody can get a Yahoo, Gmail, or AOL account. So that's a good tip. If you haven't done that, it's something you definitely need to do.
Absolutely, and you can even pay Google to have your own personal domain associated with that.
You go to GoDaddy. I have numerous domains on GoDaddy, and I'll set you up an email system. And as long as it's available, you can have. I have my website is jeffreybloom.net, and I also have mymediationservices.com. Both go to my website. I have a couple other ones, but my email address is jeffrey@jeffreybloom.net. I'm branding my name.
Exactly.
It's not jeffrey@yahoo.com. The branding, people get to remember you. They talk to you. They know who you are. It's just very important.
Now we got to give you a Liberty name because I'm libertyneverstartagain.com, libertyneverstartagain.net. That'll give you 2 different websites for us. But the main thing that I'm teaching people about branding is that from that brand, I associate a quality of service, that you're excellent at what you do, that I can refer people to you. Because if you don't have the brand, I can't ask her a special question. Why should I refer my client to you? Who are you, and why are you better than everybody else?
Right.
Why shouldn't I just pick up the computer and just go to the search engine and find somebody?
What makes you unique
Exactly.
in what you do?
So that's all why branding is so important.
One of the main concepts, advantages of an MJV, managed joint venture, is quality referrals. Getting referrals can be easier said than done. We've all heard the story. People go out networking, meet some promising referral network members, exchanging information, follow up, and then nothing happens, right? Everybody goes to a network group. You're giving out your business card to anybody, thinking you're going to get something, but people are there to get something for themselves. The whole thing of the 30-second elevator pitch. it's dead. It doesn't work anymore. We're going to cover that on a different show. But you've all been there, right? You've all been to network marketing meetings, and everybody stands up and gives their 30 seconds or the 1 minute, and I'm telling you, everybody else is thinking about what they're going to say, not listening to what you're saying. If you're lucky, they're listening to what you're saying. And if you're the same group over and over again, week after week, how many times could you hear, no matter how good Matt is, how many times do you want to hear what he's doing, unless he's got something new or something going on? So this is better, hands down, than networking. They both say, I meet somebody who needs you, I'll send them your way, but they don't actually do it. So talk about, Matt, how this really differs from networking and how you're really getting quality, actual referrals rather than a promise and you never hear from them again, or handing your card to just anybody.
Well, like I said before, everybody's job is easy when you don't have to do it. Well, my job is to manage referrals. That's what my business is committed to. Nobody else is. They're all committed to getting referrals for themselves and getting clients for themselves, and that's all they care about, okay? And it's really clear because if you go to some of the networking meetings like BNI or LaTip, they actually require one of each profession.
Right.
So it's not about the client at all. It's all about who can get referrals from the other guys.
And what happens if there's somebody in that meeting that you don't like, know, or trust?
And what if
and you don't want to refer them?
Or what about if that client needs 4 different types of lawyers and I only got 1 in the room? Okay. So we start with the fact that we configure a managed joint venture among 5 people who share the same ideal client. So typically it's going to be you, me, and 3. Because I'm going to be part of every one of them for the foreseeable future until we have a couple hundred people, because I have to steer this thing, and I got to know that I've got skin in the game. So I'm part of it. I'm providing part of the expense money. I'm sharing in the benefits and the burdens, so I can make sure it's working every step of the way. And then we make sure we understand the needs of that client, so that when we're doing marketing or we're doing any kind of presentation, the cost of that is divided up 5 ways. And the benefits are shared 5 ways. So we're spending 80% less time, 80% less money, and potentially getting 5 times more referrals and 5 times more relationships. So what are we doing together? We're providing superior service to the client, because we have found that if we give the client superior service, just that alone is going to have that client referring more people to us.
Absolutely. And I'm telling you, Matt's system works. I got involved with Matt, I think it was late in the middle, about this time last year, probably, right? When we met, like April, May.
Yep.
And got involved with the JV, and I don't want to mention the name of the company, but it was a potential company with a huge contract for me, who wanted me to mediate disputes all over the U.S. and even travel. I'm a mediator, but I'm also a non-attorney mediator or arbitrator, and they wanted an attorney. I made it almost all the way to the final end. And she liked what I had to say, she liked my experience, but that was a potential that could have been huge for me. So this is what Matt does, and he does it very well.
And don't forget one thing. I made 4 calls to try to get them to change their mind.
That's right, I forgot to mention that. Yeah.
Because I tried to make sure that they, if there was any way I could get you in. Nobody's going to do that. And there's no networking meeting in the world where you're going to have somebody who actually manages a JV and goes the extra mile to make sure you get business.
Absolutely. The concept of managed joint ventures is very different from networking in the mundane world of networking and organizations. And we talked about how it's better than networking. But why is it more financially successful process?
Well, first of all, we start off with collaboration to provide a better service to the client. And I'll give you an example of how that works, real life example. Then you got a happy client. If they get the best service and they know they're getting the best service, they're going to send you more referrals. So that's already outside the scope of any kind of networking meeting, because once you get the client, there's no way of tracking whether that client gave you 3 more clients.
Right.
We do. Nobody else does. Then we have the referrals to one member. Once that referral is being managed, a referral to one of our members, that member is going to turn them back to us and say, here, this client needs an attorney, needs an accountant, needs this, and then we'll get them those people, and everybody makes money. When that referral generates more money for the network members, everybody makes money. And so that's where we came up with RALF, the real estate, accounting, legal, and financial professionals, because we actually made over $50,000 with one client by having a realtor introduce us to the accountant who had a relative who was doing Medicaid planning. By the time we got done, we had an accountant, a life insurance agent, a financial planner, and me as the mediator, helping this client save over $200,000 in expense because she was about to buy an annuity from another company. We saved her over $200,000 in expenses. Her son, who was the annuitant, who was going to get the benefit of the annuity, would have made $15,000 a year under that contract. We got him over $50,000 a year. Okay.
And that deal that we just talked about that I had, that could have been 6 figures for me.
Oh,
if not very close to that.
Absolutely. But in this particular case, we got 3 new clients in a month.
Right.
So the referrals came in because of the excellence of the professionals in collaborating and getting a better result for the client. And that's only one example. That's where the referrals for a client. But with the realtors, you got to remember every broker's got 3 jobs: recruit, train, and retain agents. Recruit and override. Recruit and override. So we have some JV members who are focusing on building a big network of realtors where they can recruit and override. So now the referral network is also not only helping them get more clients to make money on a client, but also to create a residual income by helping them to recruit more realtors into their network. And every time they recruit more realtors in the network, Stephanie gets more content writing business. Chris gets more digital marketing and more lead generation. Right. You get more interviews. Everybody wins because as the people come in, each one will have different needs and concerns, but everyone wants one thing: better results than you get anywhere else.
Absolutely. How do you determine whether a person or a business is qualified? Because you want somebody who's a good fit. You don't want just anybody on board, because your whole idea is quality, real referrals, not just bringing people on just for the numbers. So what qualifies a person to be a JV member?
Well, the most important thing is passion. You gotta love what you do, because if you love what you do, you're gonna be good at it. And if you're not good at it, really there won't be a good fit for us. But if you're passionate about what you do, then the next question is do you really believe what a lot of coaches teach, that if you want to be successful, you gotta start to do a lot of the things you don't like to do? And through the JV, I was able to come up with a much better way of doing things. What I like to say is you can always do what you love to do if you have enough JV members who love to do what you hate to do and who hate to do what you love to do. So if they're your JV members and you love to do what they hate to do, they're going to give you all that business. And if you hate to do what they love to do, you're going to give them business. Absolutely. So right there within the JV members, you got a bunch of clients who are giving each other business. So that's really important, is passion. Then recruiting. Everyone should recruit at least 3 people. Now you don't have to do it directly. You just have to send me names. Right. Names, address, and phone numbers. And you don't even have to send it to me. Just have them go onto one of the capture pages, one of the websites that we have, and just put it there and just shoot me a note and says, here, I just sent this guy over to you. And we'll tag him, and we'll have a record of that person.
Real quick, we're running a little out of time, so just one more thing I wanted to cover for our TV audience members. You're going to be interested in finding out more about managed joint ventures. They'll be able to find your information on the website, the 360 Degrees Success. But what's their first step? Somebody's interested in this program.
Well, they should contact us. They can go to our website and take a look at what we're doing at libertyneverstartagain.com. They can sign up for our seminar on wealth, health, and financial freedom for realtors by going to libertyneverstartagain.net, libertyneverstartagain.net. They can send an email to info@libertyneverstartagain.com, or they give me a call at 631-946-0037.
Thanks again, Matt. We could have spent a lot more time and really delving into this, and may have you back on a future show as this program develops, because it will be. It already has in the year that we've been doing it. I'd like to thank everybody again for tuning in to 360 Degrees to Success. I'd like to thank Don Caulfield, cameraman, and Andy Hersman, director, graphic, and the magic man who helps make this show a possibility. Thanks again. See you again next week on 360 Degrees to Success.
Son, tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come. sun, wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.
I'm one unlucky guy. The chance of being involved in a robbery is 1 in 757. The chances of being struck by lightning. 1 in 750,000.
Please fasten your seatbelts for unexpected turbulence.
The chances of being a victim in an airline crash? 1 in 29 million. Hey, could I get some peanuts? The chances of being involved in a car crash are far greater than lightning strikes and plane crashes. And if you are texting while driving, your risk of crash increases 23 times. Now, I may be an unlucky guy, but I don't have to be part of that statistic, and neither do you. Drive responsibly.